Welcome to the Q&A for the biology department for preview days. I have here with me four biology students, and I'd like to start with having them introduce themselves, and then we're going to answer a few questions for you.
Hi, my name is Lauren Yearwood. I am a biology major as well as a double major in neuroscience and minoring in chemistry, and I am a senior.
Hi, I'm Lily. I'm a third-year biology and studio art double major with minors in art history and chemistry.
I'm Andrew. I'm a senior biology, music, and chemistry major, and I have a minor in classical studies.
Hi, my name's Lauren. I'm a senior biochemistry major. And yeah, that's it. No minors or anything.
All right, let's start off with what made you guys decide you wanted to come to Santa Clara?
So I actually transferred after my sophomore year from the University of Oregon. The reason I transferred is mostly athletic reasons, but I chose Santa Clara mostly for academic reasons. I really was attracted to the small class sizes. That was really big for me, especially coming from a school with lectures of 300 plus students to now having lectures with about ranging from 15 to 30 students. So that was really big for me. And of course, the beautiful campus.
I mainly came to SCU also because of the small class sizes, as well as the ability to take both art and science classes and have the double major with very different departments.
I'm local to the area, so I knew of Santa Clara that way, and I really liked the small class sizes as well, and being able to do both music and biology.
So my decision to apply was actually last minute. I actually applied the day applications were due, and I wrote my applications that way. But my decision to commit was a little longer. I was actually deciding between UC Santa Barbara and Santa Clara. But as soon as I went on campus for a tour, I just fell in love with the ambassadors and just the people at SCU. Everyone seemed so genuine and so smart, but then also so well-rounded. So I just felt like I belonged on campus, as cliche as that sounds. But yeah, I felt very welcomed. So that kind of was my decision. So I committed.
All right. So now I'd like to ask you guys how easy it is to declare a major such as biology, or to switch majors, or to double major or minor.
So I came in undeclared arts and sciences, and so my first year I found out it's really easy to declare a major, and so I declared a biochemistry major actually at the time, and then recently figured out how to switch majors, and so it's really easy to switch around. And because the majors I was in were really similar, it was easy to not have a bunch of classes to make up. And then the double major was pretty simple as long as I planned out what classes in the two different departments so that I didn't get behind in either the art major or the biology major.
Adding on to that, it is really easy to declare or switch majors whenever you want to. One thing to consider if you're doing a double major is planning it out with your advisor. You're assigned advisors, even if even if you come in undeclared, and all the professors are willing to help you plan out your academic career to explore whatever subjects you want to continue studying in.
So on a similar vein, how flexible is the biology major or other similar life sciences majors? And is there time to explore other areas of study or study abroad or participate in extracurricular activities?
So like I had mentioned before, I am part of the athletics program here at Santa Clara. I play on the women's basketball team, which is a very time demanding commitment, but it was very doable with being a biology major, actually even being a double major. the classes are a good balance of being challenging and that you need to put your time and effort into them, but not over the point where it's like too demanding. You still are able to explore other things, get the full kind of college experience of getting, if you need to work or like volunteer, all those kinds of activities. I did not study abroad, but I know that there are students within the biology department that have had the opportunity, and it's definitely possible. And I also think that having the core curriculum is a great way to kind of take other classes outside of biology, and it's actually kind of a nice to have a quarter of not just fully packed science classes, but to kind of have that English class in there and that, or that religion class that breaks things up and gives you a bit of variety.
Yeah, so going off Lauren's point, I definitely think having the core requirements in there is actually like a break from your major classes. And like I said before, so I'm a biochemistry major, but that gave me, while there's a lot of credits in a biochemistry major because it's some biology courses and chemistry courses, I felt that there was a lot of time not only to complete core requirements, but if I managed my time to explore their classes. And then I also do, like all of us, we do research for the school for Dr. McCully actually. So so there was time in my schedule to do research 6+ hours a week. And then I also was able to get jobs off campus and actually work there on top of research. And yeah, at one point last quarter, I was actually working 3 jobs, which I would not recommend, but it was doable if you manage your time. So I would say that as long as you prioritize certain things and focus on time management, you can really take advantage of all the opportunities at SCU, and pretty much anything is doable. Yeah.
Thanks. So how well have you found the biology major to set up you or your peers for medical school or graduate schools in the health sciences?
So I have just kind of started the process of, I've applied to a graduate school in sciences, and I'm also looking to apply to medical schools. So I've done quite a bit of research in the application process, and I've really found that the biology major has really helped set me up for that. Some schools that do have requirements that require a certain amount of lab hours in either chemistry or biology, I've been able to fulfill all those requirements with no problems. I'm actually applying to some Canadian medical schools, which some of those require English requirements, which with my core classes, that's all been fulfilled. So it's really kind of set me up well for that. And also I think the biggest thing that I've noticed in the application process is how much they look for those extracurricular activities, your work experience, your volunteering, how active were you in clubs and those kind of things, which I think Santa Clara also as a whole does a really good job of having those opportunities available to you. There are so many different clubs and programs and even like research opportunities like we all have done that are really important in the application process and can really help separate you from the rest of the applicants.
Yeah, so like Lauren, I'm also pre-health, but I'm pre-dental, so not quite pre-med, but I have a lot of friends who are biology majors and they're all pre-med. Not every single one of them, most of them. So I think the bio major definitely sets you up for not only the classes that are required to get in, but also to do well on like the MCAT and to get letters of rec. Like I think even actually one advantage of going to SCU with the small class sizes, you get to know your professors really well. And because pre-health or graduate programs, they really weight a decent amount of your application actually on your letters of rec. It's actually quite an advantage to have a personal connection with your teacher and them know you for 4 years or know you for 1 quarter and actually know your name and know your story. So in that sense, it helps you a lot, I think. And then we don't have a pre-medical program per se at this school or a pre-dental program, but that hasn't put me at any disadvantage. Again, it's just the courses set you up for that. But we also have a pre-health fraternity on campus, and then we have an advisor as well. So if there are any opportunities to do medical brigades or get career jobs around around campus, or sorry, off campus, but around SCU for pre-health students, then they'll forward you those opportunities. So again, even though we don't have a specific pre-health program per se at this school, there are so many opportunities that fill in that gap and fill in more of that. So.
Great. So the next question I have for you is, where can students get access to internships or research opportunities, and how difficult is it to reach out and find such opportunities?
So there are a lot of internship and research opportunities on campus through the departments. I know the biology and chemistry department both hold seminars where you can go listen to researchers, and some of them even being your professors, and then you can go up afterwards, at least for the professors on campus, and ask them about their research. And if you continue to get to know them, show interest in their research, a lot of them will have openings in their on-campus labs. One of the benefits of the small school and small class sizes is that there's a lot of opportunities per professor for you to be able to have a spot in their lab. They also fund other, like, if you just have an idea, even if it's fairly random, you can apply for funding. And I know people who have gotten funding for, like, taking the frequency of insects and creating a song out of that, or like doing VR developments of a foreign language thing. And so there's a lot of funding and research opportunities available for undergraduates.
Yeah, and sometimes also, since a lot of professors, especially in the biology department, conduct their own research, if you're a student in their class, sometimes professors will actually reach out to you and see if you're interested. So there's a big community of professors that are really encouraging of undergrad students to join their labs or join other research labs. So in terms of like biology research or even neuroscience research or chemistry or biochemistry research, there's a lot of opportunities there. And then for internships, like Andrew was saying, the school does fund a lot of internships, so you don't have to worry about necessarily getting into internships where you don't get paid. So they'll actually support you through like a summer. And one of them is called the Real Summer Internship, which I don't know if we'll talk about today, but so they offer, so if you want to like even start your own research project or find your own internship that's off campus, you can apply to funding through SCU. So there are definitely a lot of opportunities.
Thanks. All right, I've got one more question for you guys. And maybe you can all respond to this one. So what are the professors at Santa Clara like, and what have been your favorite classes?
I have really had a great opportunity in meeting a lot of really great professors. They've been really helpful in more than just, learning in class-to-class lecture. I've like has been mentioned before, with the small class sizes, you're able to get to know your professor on a more personal level, and that helps with letters and Breck. So I think I've really enjoyed my experience with the professors here, and they've been really helpful in understanding. And then probably my favorite classes so far were neurobiology with Dr. Kokis. That actually was a class that made me want to double major in neuro. And then I also really liked human anatomy with Nishan.
I've found similar to Lauren, the teachers are very supportive and they love getting to know their students and their students' interests. And they're very interested in helping us grow as scientists. One of my favorite classes was biochemistry with Professor Carter O'Connell, or Dr. Carter O'Connell. I loved how he made the material exciting, even though it was very difficult. He made students want to show up to class and learn how to connect chemistry and biology, and I just found it one of the most exciting classes, and I didn't expect to find it as interesting as I did.
Yeah, I love all of my professors that I've had at SCU. Being able to get to know them in the small class sizes is very helpful, as said before, for like recommendation letters, but it's also just really nice to have that connection with your teacher. Um, I think it makes me learn better, at least. Um, Probably one of my favorite classes in the biology department is California plant diversity, which I liked it because we learned all about the California flora that we see around us every day, and we learned the patterns of evolution throughout uh, the history of California flora, and we had labs every week going out into the field to look at plants.
Yeah, so just going off of what everyone's pretty much said, like I don't know, I really enjoy the professors here because it's more than just them teaching a class. Like you get to know them and you get to know about their research, or you get to go in office hours and they can help you understand, certain concepts. And I don't know, I've had a very good experience with all the professors here, being a senior now. And I think like one of the most amazing things is that these professors really treat you as like almost equals. And I think that's a little different than in high school, where sometimes it can be a disciplining thing, or your professors maybe have like trying to, I don't know, it's more authoritative slightly. But at a school like this, or at college in general, you really learn with your professors, which is a big difference. And yeah, so some of my favorite classes in the bio department would definitely be microbiology with Dr. Craig Stevens, because he kind of took a public health side of microbiology, which is basically kind of learning how such a hard science can apply globally into populations and cause disparities in health. So that was really, really interesting. And then another class I really liked was actually in the chem department. Well, it was biochemistry lab with Dr. Wheeler. And that's like an 8-hour lab course per week. But it's really interesting because it helps you prepare for biochemical research in industry. So it's very, very hands-on. But yeah, and then also a non-bio class that I really liked was sociology, which was required through core for me. But it taught me so much about how our world worked, and I think it really shaped me as a person. So yeah, I just really enjoyed all the professors here. They're really awesome.
All right, well, thank you so much, the four of you, for taking the time to answer these questions. And thank you for listening. If you have any other questions about Santa Clara and the biology department, please reach out to us. Thanks for coming.